Over in the pages of Marvel Comics, the X-Men are currently facing a massive battle against Genesis, the wife of Apocalypse. Genesis is currently armed with the Staff of Annihilation as well as the Sword of Purity. Thankfully, though, Storm has also received a power upgrade thanks to Apocalypse himself. My name is Arakko Braddock, and today, let's go ahead and celebrate the finale over on X-Men Red issue 18. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button over on our video. Final battle. Their armies have clashed and torn a world apart. Now finally, the two war leaders meet. Storm versus Genesis for the fate of the Red Planet as the planet itself fights alongside them. Will Planet Arakko survive, and more? Is the secret dream of En Sabah Nur about to come true? X-Men Red issue 18 is still written over from Ewing, featuring art over from Yildiray Cinar. We have colors from Federico Blee, letters over from VC's Ariana Maher, designed from Tom Muller and Bowen. And the cover is coming in over from Stefano Caselli and Jesus Aburtov. Really love how many of our fantastic X-Men Red supporting characters are featured over on this cover, between characters like Weaponless Zen, John Ironfire, the Fisher King. This is an incredibly epic cover over from Caselli and Aburtov, just showing how awesome and impressive the cast over in X-Men Red has become just 18 issues in. And I want to focus in over on the artwork from Yildiray Cinar across X-Men Red issue 18. It was so epic seeing the islands of Arakko and Kalrak fight back against each other within the issue. I also love how much lead up there was over to this moment in the last installment in X-Men Red as well. I really found that Yildiray Cinar's line features so much shading and interesting visuals portrayed throughout this issue of X-Men Red. I was really happy to see how these two giant masses of land were depicted across the issue and found their fight to be really engaging. I also really liked how Ewing kind of utilized this fight over between these two hulking pieces of land as a reference point to come back to again and again over between X-Men Red. Another absolutely fascinating aspect of X-Men Red is just how powerful Genesis's weaponry is. As we mentioned up top here, she's currently armed with the Staff of Annihilation and the Sword of Purity. I really found that Cinar does an excellent job portraying these two artifacts that Genesis is wielding across the issue. And over on this next page, I think the way that Genesis traps Storm within all these thorns as she's also trying to fight this battle with the massive landforms is also incredibly engaging throughout the issue. I think X-Men Red 18 is paced incredibly well, featuring multiple battles going on just across the background within the issue here. I also found that when we got deeper within the narrative, there were so many excellent points of reference between our supporting cast here. The White Sword and John Ironfire in particular have a heartbreaking fight against each other that's been set up across countless issues within X-Men Red. Also, I really enjoyed how Roberto da Costa also got a chance to shine across this series. I don't think he was quite utilized enough within these last aspects over in X-Men Red, so I was really happy to see him featured prominently here within the finale. Unfortunately, there is so much tragedy and heartbreak over within X-Men Red, whether it extends to the massive battle between John Ironfire and the White Sword, or some of the final moments between the brawl with the Fisher King and Aura Serrata. I was so happy with the way that Ewing was able to use so many disparate pieces of his cast throughout this issue, and I thought there was so much foreshadowing across X-Men Red that made these really triumphant moments feel earned for these moments within our supporting cast as well. I found it was super interesting the way that Ewing utilized the character of Storm and set up this plot point with Storm trying to fight back against Genesis, but seemingly missing the Staff of Annihilation. The way that this bleeds into one of the other subplots in the storyline and also sets up the finale over in X-Men Red is really thrilling across this particular installment here. I also thought there was just a fantastic final sequence over between Apocalypse and Storm that fills in some of the missing characterization that we really needed for these two individuals. Finally, I thought the last page of the issue was just a really nightmarish way to say that even though so many pieces of X-Men Red are over, X-Men Red isn't actually over. Al Ewing is just so fantastic at pacing these individual issues. And if we just saw the end of the Genesis War over in X-Men Red 18, the series and issue as a whole wouldn't have felt nearly as special. So at the end of the day, I think X-Men Red issue 18 is just a phenomenal individual comic book that does a great job managing a hefty supporting cast, really dealing with the lead character and filling in some additional characterization over for Apocalypse. I really hope that Al Ewing isn't sunsetting his time over on the X-Men books. I'm really excited to go ahead and check out Resurrection of Magneto coming very soon. And I'm also really interested to see what individual X-Men comic book this cliffhanger is going to play out in. I want to know from you, what were some of your thoughts over on the really sharp writing from Al Ewing and the beautiful and shaded line over from Yildiray Cinar? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for checking out our video review over on X-Men Red issue 18, and we'll be back to see where this series is headed in the near future. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.